Hi everyone. In this video, we will learn about the advanced filters option available in the data tab. These filters allow us to perform more complex operations than what's possible with basic filters. So let me first list out the extra things which can be done using advanced filters as compared to simple filters. First is that you can specify multiple conditions or a combination of conditions. For example, if I want to filter this data and get those rows which either have the salesperson as Sarah Johnson or where the region is North. When we want to apply such OR type of conditions, simple filters cannot be used. We will see how the advanced filter option can be used to apply such a combination of filters. Secondly, with advanced filters, we can get the filtered output at a new location. So your original data will stay as it is and you can get filtered data in a new sheet or any other location. Thirdly, advanced filters can also filter based on wildcards. What are wildcards and how we can filter using them will be explained in this video using an example in the later part. Lastly, we can get the unique records in our filtered data using the advanced filters. Although this can be done using pivot tables also, but doing this using advanced filters will result in a file which is much smaller in size and therefore takes up less storage space. Now let's delve deeper and understand each functionality of advanced filters one by one using examples. First, suppose this is my sales data, which contains the information regarding the sales of some of our products. Now in this data, suppose we have to find all the sales made by salesperson named Sarah Johnson. To use advanced filters, the first step is always to specify the criteria in a separate set of cells. To specify the criteria, write the column name on which you want to apply the filters, and below the column name we have to define the criteria. So in this example, we have to put the filter on salesperson. So I will copy this column name and write it here. And under this column name, I want to get salesperson as Sarah Johnson. So I will copy this and put that here. Now we want to exactly match the salesperson name with Sarah Johnson. That is, name should be equal to Sarah Johnson. So we need to put an equal sign here. But by default, Excel treats this equal sign as an indicator that we are writing a formula in this cell. Therefore, we have to write this condition like this: equal, double quotation marks, and even this Sarah Johnson will have its own equal to symbol. So just remember this, that if you want to match the text exactly, you have to enter the text like this. First there should be an equal, then within double quotation marks, you have to write is equal to Sarah Johnson. This means that salesperson should be exactly matched with this name, Sarah Johnson. Now we have defined the criteria in these two cells. Now let's apply the advanced filter. First click on any cell in the table, then go to the data tab and select this option of advanced filters. This opens up a window where we have to select the options to apply our filter action. Let's understand what does every option here means. The first option is filter the list in place. If we tick this option, our output will replace the original data and will be displayed at the same location where our original data is. This is the same as what happens when we apply simple filters on our data. The next option is copy to another location, which allows us to choose a specific cell address where our output will appear. So as I said earlier, this option can enable us to get the output in a separate location without disturbing our original data. So if Sarah wants to see only her data, she can put it in a separate sheet and everyone else can still see the original data in the old sheet without any filters. Next, we need to specify the list range, which is the range of the table that we want to filter. Usually we select the whole table, but we do have a choice to select a subset of the table as well. But it must include the table headers. So the column headers should always be present in the list range. After that, we have criteria range, where we select the cells that define our filtering conditions. So filtering conditions are the column name and the criteria that we have mentioned. Finally, we have the copy to option, where we specify the cell address where we want the output to appear. If we have selected the filter in place option, this will be grayed out and we cannot select any cell here. But if we select the copy to another location, then we have the option to select a cell where we want our output. The last option here is unique records. This option is used when we want to retrieve distinct records only. This will remove all the duplicates and show only the unique records as our output. Now back to our simple example. First, I will select copy to another location here. Then in the list range, make sure that my entire table is selected. So if I click here, you can see this dotted lines signifying that my entire table is selected here. Then in criteria range, I have to select these two cells. You can see that after sheet name, K10 and K11 are selected. Then in copy to, I will select a cell under this filter. So I'm selecting this. My output will appear as a table here. I can go to another sheet also and select any cell in another sheet, and my final output will appear in that sheet. Lastly, I will not tick this because I want all the records. I do not want only the unique records. Click on OK. And you can see that my output has appeared at the cell which I selected. So I have all the columns listed here and only those rows where salesperson is Sarah Johnson. This was a simple example to note two important things. One, that we need to specify the filtering criteria in a separate set of cells first. And secondly, we can get the output at our desired location. Now let's see some examples that demonstrate other features of advanced filters. Our next scenario is how we can apply advanced filters on multiple criterias, where it is given that all criteria should be met simultaneously. So suppose we have to find all the sales made by salesperson Jennifer Taylor in the North region, where payment mode used is a debit card. Here we have to find the sales data which meets all the three criteria defined above. One is on salesperson, next is on region, and the third is on payment mode. So first we will write down the column names on which we want to apply the filter. So we have salesperson. I'll paste this here. Payment method, paste that here, and region, paste that here. Now salesperson is Jennifer Taylor. Let's get that from here, paste it here. Payment method should be debit card. I'll copy that, paste it here. And region should be North. Now, as I've said earlier, that when we want to do exact text match, we have to put that text into a certain format, that is equal to, double quotation marks, and then is equal to. So let's do that for all these three text values. Is equal to, double quotation marks, is equal to, enter, and same with North. Now, when we write the filters like this, that is next to each other, this basically means that the salesperson should be Jennifer Taylor and payment method should be debit card and region should be North. So there is an and kind of relationship in between these. All the three conditions should be met simultaneously. Then proceeding in the same manner, click inside the table, select advanced filters here. I am clicking inside the table because when I do that, this list range is automatically selected by Excel. Now I'll again select copy to another location. Criteria is mentioned here. Copy to this location. Click on OK. And you can see that my output is generated with salesperson as Jennifer Taylor, payment method as debit card, and region as North. So that's how we can filter the data by meeting all the criteria using advanced filter. Now let's move on to the next scenario where we need to satisfy either one of two or more conditions. So suppose we want to find the sales made by salesperson Jennifer Taylor either in North region or the payment method should be debit card. This means one of the two conditions needs to be true. That is either the payment mode is debit card and salesperson is Jennifer Taylor, or region is North and salesperson is Jennifer Taylor. So for doing this, we need to define the second criteria below the first criteria. Let me show you how to define the criteria here. First, we will write down all the three columns on which we are going to apply a filter. First is salesperson. Then we have payment method. And then we have region. Now, the first condition is that salesperson should be Jennifer Taylor and the region should be North. So I'll take North here and put it here. So this is my first condition. There is no criteria for payment method. It is Jennifer Taylor and North region. The second condition is or salesperson is again Jennifer Taylor, but payment method is debit card. There is no condition on region in this one. Now, what this means is that the criteria we define in multiple rows, such criteria have a relationship of either or. So if I have to put this in words, show me data where salesperson is Jennifer and region is North, or salesperson is Jennifer Taylor and payment method is debit card. Now again, because we are matching exact text, let's correct the format of doing this. Now I have set all the text criteria in the format that is required. Let us proceed in the same manner. Click on advanced, copy to another location. Criteria is this. Make sure that you select the entire set of criteria in one go. Copy to at this location, click on OK. And you can see that now I have both kinds of conditions met. One is Jennifer Taylor and payment method is debit card, or Jennifer Taylor and region is North. The payment method can be anything. So that's how we filter the data in a scenario where we need to satisfy either one of the two or more conditions that we have. Such kind of filtering is not possible with simple filters. Now let's see the next use of advanced filters. Suppose we want to retrieve data in a specific numeric range. For example, let's consider this question. Retrieve the sales data which have selling price between 35K to 45K. To filter the data based on this condition, first we need to define the criteria. In this case, the criteria column is the selling price. However, we cannot directly specify the criteria as between 35K and 45K. Instead, we need to define the criteria in two separate columns. Let me show you how. So the condition is on selling price only. Let's put that here. Now the first condition is that it should be greater than 35,000. The second condition is that it should be less than 45,000. So again I will copy this, put it here, and this time I will write less than 45,000. So the same column I can write multiple times. The relationship between the criteria will be of AND type. So selling price is greater than 35,000 and selling price is less than 45,000, which is same as selling prices between 35K and 45K. Now again go to advanced, copy to another location, criteria ranges both of these, copy to this location, click on OK, and you can see that now I have data of all those transactions where selling price was between 35K and 45K. In the next example, I want to show you how you can use wildcards while applying advanced filters. So suppose we want to filter out all sales transactions that were made through bank transfer and have AN in the customer ID. So maybe this means something to us and we only want those customer IDs which have this string that is AN in between, and the transaction was made through a bank transfer. So we want to apply filter on two columns. The first step is to copy paste those column names. One is customer ID, that goes here, and the other is payment method, that goes here. Now the first criteria is we need to filter the customer ID column for values containing AN. To achieve this, we will use a wildcard. We will use the asterisk symbol as wildcard. So if I place AN between two asterisk symbol like this means that anything can come before AN and anything can come after AN, but AN should be present in that customer ID. The next criteria is for payment method. This I want to be same as bank transfer. So let's copy bank transfer from here and paste it here. I'll put this in our format and we will repeat the same process. Criteria range is this, copy to this location, click on OK. And now you can see that I have all those customer IDs which contain this string of AN. So here you have SAN, UAN, SAN, GAN, FAN, etc. And here payment method in all of these is bank transfer. So when you want to match whether a particular set of characters are present in the beginning, at the end, or in the middle of any text value, you can use these wildcards. To know more about these wildcards, you can refer to the advanced filter documentation by Microsoft. Here you can see the three types of wildcards available: question mark, which can replace any single character; asterisk, which can replace a number of characters; and a tilde followed by a question mark where you want to find a question mark. So if you want to learn more or look at more examples, you can refer to this documentation on advanced filters by Microsoft. Now before I hop on to the next example, there is one more feature that I want to show you here. Till now we have been retrieving all the columns of our data in the output data. So in the input also I had all of these columns, and in my output also the same columns were present. But we do have a choice of getting only those columns which we want. For example, Here, if I delete this table first, and now instead of all the columns, I will write the column names which I want in my output. So let's say I want product ID and customer ID. Let's copy these, paste them here. And I want selling date and payment method. So let's say we want only these 4 columns. Now, when I set my options in advanced filter, in copy 2, I will select these 4 column names. So instead of selecting a blank cell, I will select the column names which I want to get from the data. Now if I click on OK, you will see that the same data is taken out, but only these columns are present in my output. All the other columns are not present. Now moving on to the last example. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, advanced filters can also be used to filter unique records. Let's consider an example where we need to find the names of all the salesperson. To accomplish this, here's what we need to do. Click on the advanced filters option. Here, select the entire column that contains the name of salespeople. Then select the cell where you want the unique names to appear. Tick this checkbox which says unique records only and click on OK. You will obtain all the distinct salesperson names from the data. Now this brings us to the end of our video on advanced filters in Excel. I hope you understand all the additional things that you can do using advanced filters, which cannot be done using simple filters. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.